try to fight it, then force it. We try to ignore it, but here we are fucking again. And I know I should walk away, but I also really wanna play. And I know we shouldn't start this up, but I want to fuck my feelings up with you. I want to fuck my feelings up with you. I want to fuck my feelings up with you. I looked past all your red flags, 'cause I was lost in your eyes. Our good sex made me forget there's so much about you I don't like. How you make me feel like I've lost all control. You only want me at your beck and call. It's toxic as fuck, but we both love this rush. You're a mess and I'm bored and we're lonely in love. And I know I should walk away, but I also really wanna play. And I know we shouldn't start this up, but I want to fuck my feelings up with you. I want to fuck my feelings up with you. I want to fuck my feelings up and with you. I should walk away, but I also really wanna play. And I know we shouldn't start this up, but I want to fuck my feelings up and with you. I should walk away, but I also really wanna play. And I know we shouldn't start this up, but I want to fuck my feelings up with you. I've been writing sad songs all day, and I know it's lonely when the weather is breaking me down. It's another heartache I'm dealing with now. She's been keeping everything bottled up. She told me that she's had enough. At the rate it's going, I see where this ends. I'm hurting in my bones, I'm trying to pretend it will be okay. At least that's what I'll say. Love is just a game, and we're playing for the fame. You've got it right, I've got it wrong, you're the winner. I should've known this all along. It's been eating me up, it's been fucking me up for days. I've been writing sad songs all day, and I know it's lonely when the weather is breaking me down. It's another heartache I'm dealing with now. She's been keeping everything bottled up. She's told me that she's had enough. At the rate it's going, I see where this ends. I'm hurting in my bones, I'm trying to pretend this is a nightmare, and I'm living in a dream, because this isn't real, this isn't my reality. You took it all away. I could care less what might happen to me. I am sinking in deep and I'm begging, don't leave. I am sinking in deep and I'm begging you, baby, please don't. I've been writing sad songs all day, and
All right, hi guys, we are live. Welcome to All Girls Alliance. We're sad today again. Like that's just like a normal intro now. It's just things are sad now.
Oh, I have to change my thing. I still have my sequester name going on here.
Oh.
Hi guys, sorry I was not here yesterday. My life is a living hell.
That's okay. That's okay. We had such a good time with Parker. You can watch that on our YouTube channel or just here on our Twitch channel. That was super fun to chat with him. He said some really interesting stuff. Spilled some tea.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to watch my own show. Like, what is this?
Yeah.
He said a lot of fun things.
Oh my gosh.
Fun
I'm so
is a word for sure. But tonight we are super excited. We have Ovi from BB21. He's one of our favorites, one of our favorite alum for sure. So, hello, Ovi.
Hi, Ovi.
How are you? Oh, there we go.
Here, he has to bring him off mute.
My bad. That's a great entrance by me. But yeah, no, thank you so much for having me. This is really awesome. I love what y'all do. And I think we're going to, like you said, it's kind of a sad night, but I'm hoping that we can kind of see the silver lining tonight and kind of talk through some things.
Yeah.
Hi, Ovi.
Absolutely. How have you been?
I've been good, trying to get by. 2020, I think, has been hard on everybody, essentially. And then Big Brother was kind of that gleaming hope where we're like, yes, the year's turning around. And then, 2020 kind of struck again. And it was like, no, did you forget what year this is? And then, exactly.
You thought.
You thought. So, it's like, do you go back to reality or do you go back to 2020? Which one do you do? But, things, I have to count my blessings. Things have been going well and just kind of making it by, trying to stay safe and everything.
Well, good. We're glad to hear that. Well, let's kind of start. Let's get your thoughts on the season just so far before we dive into this episode and everything that's going on right this moment. Like, how are you feeling about the dynamics of the house and kind of what's going on?
Yeah. This has been an interesting season because, I think a lot of people have been like, is this truly all-stars because of the cast we have? Well, you know what? I think each person was brought onto the cast. They didn't have really, if they're going to call, you're going to go, right? And so it's not their fault they're on the cast. And then two, it's with COVID and everything going, this is what you're going to get. So we should, I said coming into the season, I'm going to be happy no matter what, because we've been waiting so long as fans and asking for some sort of type of returning season. Survivor's been having returning season after returning season. They had winners 4, and so now we have ours. So expectations were, high, but try to level it. And it's been an up and down roller coaster, mostly down just because, the boot order has not been my favorite. But I also think this has been a really interesting season because you're really seeing that outside world bleed into this season. And there's a lot of conversations that have never happened on Big Brother that are happening. I think today's a testament of that. So, I think it's kind of breaks the fourth wall, essentially. Like, Big Brother, the house guests are acknowledging there's a world outside of this house, and the actions that happen in here can impact the actions outside and vice versa. So we're seeing a different type of game, even though there's some things I don't like in it. We're seeing some things that are really interesting and starting conversations that I'm seeing that haven't happened within the Big Brother community before.
Yeah.
Sorry, that was a really long tangent.
No, that's okay. That's perfect. And I 100% agree. I think that it's getting to the point where the outside world has been bleeding into the game. Since its inception, right? Like, we've seen these injustices within the game constantly, and now it's at such a forefront outside of the game, and everything's coming to a head that there's no choice. You have to talk about it. There's no going around it anymore, which I think is great.
Yeah. Exactly.
Not only are they having the conversations in the house, they're actually showing them on the TV show.
Yes.
They're doing it in the edited version, which the first time it happened, I was like, whoa, what's going on? Never happens. Like, what? And then for them to do it, like, pretty much almost every single week, and they're stepping up.
Yeah, for sure. And I've seen, the people comment that, and which I agree to, like, saying, like, this is the bare minimum. This is surface level. And I agree. They definitely could do better. There's always room for improvement. But I think it's important to remind viewers that a large demographic of, this show, and that's kind of, you can blame CBS for this because they haven't expanded their demographics in the last 20 years of this show, is, older population of white people too, And so a lot of these people aren't exactly super open to having some of these conversations, having Black Lives Matter being just brought up in any context on the show. You can look at the Facebook, post in the comments and you're like, whoa, people are upset about that. Yeah. So I think it's an important thing that CBS is doing, and it's a trend towards the right way. We're not going to have like everything fixed overnight, specifically also with the gameplay. But I do like that I think the show is being more cognizant of what the show really is, and that there's an outside world, and it is, again, they're going back to a social experiment. It's back to, we're a reflection of society. So if we try to ignore these conversations that everybody in their households are having, we're doing a disservice to the show.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. Well, what were you going to say, Asha?
No, I totally agree too. I'm just really sad today, honestly. I don't even know what to say. I'm devastated.
Yeah. So, I mean, so that we'll step into the episode here. So,
She always has her tea.
We got a story. We got a story, on the episode. It wasn't the story that actually happened, but, we got a story of, Devon mistrusting David, and then Kevin having the light bulb moment and everything, but really it was the wall yeller. Like, we all know that it was the wall yeller.
Bring the wall yellers.
It's
this is
fine. Because they don't want to give people, like, if the wall yeller, makes the show, then that encourages more wall yellers. So, like, I understand why they're ignoring it. It makes complete sense to me. I mean, we wouldn't have to yell over walls if
I just expected them to do something. I just expected them to show us something that happened within the hours that it wouldn't.
The feeds were down.
Yeah. At the end of the show, there was a little conversation between Cody and Danny. And the reason why Danny was upset was because she had a fight with Cody, not because of anything else. Like, everyone she was like miserable when the feeds came on last night, and everyone was like, oh, there was a fight, but like no one knew who it was with. And finding out
it was Danny and Cody.
I
mean, I honestly wouldn't be surprised if they went head to head though, because Danny really did want Day to stay, and I could, like, how we saw Nicole going head to head with Cody over Ian. I could see a similar type of conversation with Cody and Danny, except for Danny has a stronger personality than Nicole, and she would have pushed harder.
Yeah. I just hope that Nicole and Danny realize that they're at the bottom of the pecking order. Like, the stupid, like, wise guys thing. I love how they put that in. And, like, Memphis look like this freaking genius. Like,
Memphis is getting a winner edit. Like, you remember how, like, on...
He's winning. I'm telling you, it's so disappointing. I put out a tweet and no one freaking liked it. No one did anything. I said it. I bet you Final 3 is going to be Enzo. This was before Wise Guys, FYI. I said that.
I believe you.
I'm going to find the tweet. I said that it's going to be Enzo, Cody, Memphis, Final 3. Final 2 is going to be Cody and Memphis, and the votes are going to be 6-3.
Okay. We'll see. I mean, wow. Ovi had a prediction tweet too. He was right a lot of it. I mean, he was right for a lot of it, right?
Your prediction tweet, and I said, yeah, right.
You did. I saw that, Amanda. I was like, all right, Amanda. I literally had your tweet quoted actually in my drafts just in case. Like, it was all going to come through. I was going to be like, all right, Amanda, run me my money. Run me my money. But yeah.
Excuse me, I picked you to win last season. You were like, hands down, Ovi, it's gonna win.
I'm sorry, I'm not a good draft pick for any of you. I tanked a lot of people's drafts last year, and
Ovi's winning this whole thing. Ovi's winning this whole thing, and I was
trust me, I thought the same thing walking into that house too.
Like, I got this. Everything's fine. Yeah, no, I had. My 4, because I always do 4 picks at the beginning of the season after watching Aika's interviews. And after watching Aika's interviews, I had you, Kat, Bella, and Kemi.
Okay. That's an interesting group, right? Yeah, Aika's interview was... Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry. I was just saying that everyone had Bella in the beginning, and I was like, because everyone is saying Bella, I'm going against that. Because there's no way this girl's going to do good with everyone saying that she's like, oh my God, Queen Bella. And then she flopped in like 2 seconds.
Yeah. Me and Bella, we did a race to the bottom as quick as we could, and I guess I beat her to that. But yeah, that was such a cool interview. I remember doing with Ika because I was like kind of starstruck because I just watched my first season of like Big Brother Canada, and so I was all about Ika, and then she's in front of me, and she's absolutely like gorgeous in person, and so I'm like, everyone else, I'm pretty sure like most of the house guests, maybe like Cliff and someone, they didn't really realize who Ika was. Yeah. And I just remember me like just like geeking. I was like, holy shit, like
I love it. I love it so Ika, much.
Like, yeah, she was awesome. But also, I just want a quick shout out to Reality Rob. I see him in the chat there. Rob, I see your tweets, Rob, a lot actually. I don't know if I've ever acknowledged any of them much except for like likes, but I see you, Rob, and I appreciate some of your tweets. Sometimes not as much as some of them. It's a mixed bag.
Today's his birthday, actually.
Oh, really? Happy birthday, brother.
Yeah.
Happy birthdays to that, Jim.
Yes, happy birthday, Rob. We love you. He's one of our favorites. But
that's awesome.
Yeah. So this episode, obviously, we said goodbye to Devon. She gave an iconic speech. I mean, yet again, like, we expect nothing less from her. And I mean, I had chills everywhere. Like, I mean, what are your guys' thoughts? I know, on Day's speech.
My makeup, and I was like...
Yeah. I'm so sad she's gone.
Honestly, it's just hats off to her as always. I don't know how someone can just give such a stellar speech, and then the very next week, do it again, and the very next week, do it again. She just continues to top herself at every opportunity she has. I don't know her, but I feel like I do, and I'm just so proud of her and all that she's done in this game. And she may not have won the actual title, but she is in my heart.
But she will be winning America's Favorite Player, so please vote for her.
I hope so, but I don't know. Honestly,
Yesterday.
I don't know if Middle America and all the white people above 65 years old, the baby boomers, are going to vote for Devon.
Okay, this is my plea of why I feel like they will, because everyone loves an underdog, and she has been the underdog this whole entire season.
True.
And I have a feeling that because of that reason alone, everyone hates the committee, so they're going to vote for her because also she's most entertaining person there.
Yeah,
she gives us all these gifts. She gives us all these memes. Like, who else does it better than her?
I'm just saying, I'm not going to disappoint that. I'm going in saying that
What are you voting for?
I think they'll give it to like an Ian or like a Tyler or a
I don't think Tyler.
I'm not getting my hopes up. Okay, I got my hopes up.
I'm in the same boat. I don't we'll see. I don't know if it's so early in the season and people forget, like, once you get into this, like, the jury phase and all these people, there's going to be back and forth and we're going to get some new underdogs. I would love to see her win it because I think, like, I think everything she stands for, and I think it's really cool. Like, if she's able to win that, it reaffirms the things she says. And not just for, like, I think, young Black girls across America, they say that, like, people really are behind them when they talk about this, but for herself too, because, I mean, she's played this game 3 times. She's done the challenge twice. And again, people, like, sometimes say different things about her, but she has done well. Like, the challenge, she was in the finals, and it's like some things, it's tough, especially when you're in the house and from the get-go. That's not to say she didn't make any mistakes in the house. I think a lot of people make mistakes this season, but it's tough. Sometimes the chips are against you, and I think we saw it today and tonight through her speeches, the way she carries herself, the conversations she has, why we consider her an all-star. Because the game is not just about being in the game; it's about living in the game. It's not just entertaining; it's about those conversations you have. And Devon is gold, not just on the DR, but the live feeds and these conversations. Yes. I mean, you see CBS. There's a reason why their social media person is like retweeting different things about Devon, like. Greatest speech ever, and I guarantee
her memes.
The user, like, run her check, honestly. Like,
where's her money?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right. Like,
I just hope that they're not going to just use her memes and whatever, and then not give her that title.
Yeah,
which is what I sadly hope. But I hope not.
But I think Devon, honestly, like, her she's now, from my understanding, she's an acting coach. I think she does some other things too, and I don't know if she really wants to touch like the reality world again. But I think there's going to be a lot of opportunities in the future for her, and I could
Mm-hmm.
definitely see Devon doing other things on TV. And I would be shocked if this is the last we see her.
She deserves
And
it.
Yeah.
She deserves it.
She really does. Yeah. No, we know who we're voting for. That part's not going to change. We'll just hope and pray that it stays that way for others. But we'll see. We'll see. But okay, so Day goes home.
It's a good one.
What was
Sorry.
that?
Someone said that they can see her as a talk show host.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. Yep. That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
She can take Ellen's spot.
She could take Julie.
Let her take Julie's spot.
That's fine.
Trying to get it.
That would be amazing. She would be such a good host of Big Brother.
Actually, Christmas is going to take Julie's spot.
Oh, yeah.
She wishes, honestly. Her is scary AF. Like, I'm terrified of her. Can you imagine being I would just be terrified of her.
After her Zingbot, they're like that little Zingbot segment when Cody was in the DR and he was like, Zingbot, we have to live with her.
Or
yeah.
That
was funny.
She's scary. Like, she's not someone I would want to fuck with. That's for sure.
But okay, so then we have the neighbor twist, which, I mean, is it just gonna be something? She said neighbor week, so like, what do we think this is gonna entail? And we have Dr. Will. We thought it was gonna be Jeff or Jordan or somebody that we weren't excited to see, but it was Dr. Will, and it just makes sense that they would somehow find a way to incorporate him into the season because it's not All Stars without but especially with All Stars, I mean, it makes it so much better, right? But what do we think the twist is going to be? Like, do you guys have any ideas?
I think he's going to yell at them. I think he's going to say things to them, like, all the time.
Yeah.
He's going to be annoying. Like,
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, like, I think he's just going to be like an annoying neighbor situation. Like, he's just going to say things, and he's just going to flash them with his robe. And
that says to me more feeds outages, though. Like,
I think
he's not getting on feeds.
And then he's probably gonna keep waking them up and calling them random things.
They need to give him a megaphone.
So, but that's what I thought at first too. Like, is it maybe just something to do with the HOH? But Julie said week, so it's not just the HOH, and we've got OTEV for the veto. So, like, this is a whole week twist, but we don't know what it is.
I want to see what his house looks like.
I don't think he has a house. I think he just has a balcony.
Sleeping.
They're definitely keeping him. They're definitely keeping like the Marriott Hotel right across from the Burbank area where they're at. Like, he's not in the neighborhood there.
Not going to be here 24/7. Like,
no, I think what they're going to do is maybe bring him in random times throughout the week and maybe do small competitions with reward stuff. And completions. If you don't complete this thing, you're going to get like some sort of punishment. And I think that'd be kind of interesting.
I hope there's punishment.
Yeah. I think it would be really awesome if they do something that leads up, if he does, like, say, host the next competition for Thursday, that during this week is that there's little things you got to do, and how well you perform kind of gives you advantage or disadvantage in the next competition.
Kind of a Survivor type thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, that would be awesome. I'd like that.
I think it'd be kind of cool. But I was expecting, like, Mr. Spectacular for whatever reason. Like, I was thinking they were going to drop him in there.
I said the same thing. I was like, it's going to be Jesse. Like,
that's where they always pop him up randomly in like just Outback Steakhouse or like something random they'll have like when they used to do promotions and be like, it's Mr. Spectacular.
They just love him so much.
Yeah,
he's such a character though. I mean,
it just crush on him. So.
I was hoping it would be Helen or Jody because Helen was pushed, which she deserved a second chance, and then Jody is just all-star material.
Okay, so I actually had a theory that it could be Jody because
it's not Jody. Y'all think I'm playing? I'm being dead.
No, because so my reasoning is that we had actually reached out to Jody to be on the podcast, and she was like, "Oh yeah, that sounds fantastic. Send me the dates. That'd be great." And then a couple days later, she goes, "Hey, I'm driving right now. I'll look at this when I get home, and I'll get back to you on Monday." I'm like, "Okay, great." A couple days go by, and then I reached out to her again, And she responds back and she goes, "Hey, I'm so sorry. I had another obligation come up that is going to prevent me from appearing on a podcast." And I was like,
BB Legends, I'm telling you.
So I was like, okay, that's totally fine, like totally cool. But so when this all came about, I was like, oh, maybe that was the thing. Maybe that was the thing. Jody is going to be on. But
are you going to be on BB Legends?
She's going to be on BB Legends. All right, Ovi. So we have this theory. We talked to Michelle Costa about this because she laid it down.
Michelle Costa.
Okay, yeah.
And I have a feeling she's gonna be packing her bags. But we think that because of like COVID, they're not doing a lot of shows that they expected to do. They're doing The Amazing Race right now, right? They're gonna be airing the race from 2 years ago. But
thank God they're finally putting it all on.
Yeah. And so when January comes, they don't have anything. So they're thinking. We think that they're going to be doing a short version of like a BB Legends, and the word Legends has been used multiple times across the board, and a lot of these people that would probably be on BB Legends have said they would do it if it was a shorter season.
Yeah.
And they put out that list on their website.
Yep.
Of all tiers of all the different
legends, yeah.
Legend status.
I don't know if it was a fake one. Was that real?
No, that was from their website. I thought. I guess I didn't actually go and check, but it looked legit.
I thought it was like Photoshop, but I could be wrong. I remember talking to somebody about that.
I will look it up.
I don't know. Usually I won't talk too much about that type of stuff because like sometimes like rumors, but I can be completely honest in this one that I have. And I hope I'm wrong, but I have not heard any rumors on any BB Legends, and I can say that this like season for BB22, this was in the talks probably a month afterwards ours finished. So like this one was like they knew they were going to do some sort of returnee. It didn't come out how they liked it, or not liked, but exactly how they envisioned it with other things. But this thing was planned literally at kind of like the offset or onset of our season. So.
They had to redo it somehow.
I could see them if they want to put a small one together, but also, I don't know. I think.
It's BB Celeb like a timeline.
Yeah.
All of that would be totally would be a legend.
Yeah.
Said that they would do it if it was a shorter time.
Yeah, it's true. There's a lot of people that
would want them so badly that they would accommodate somehow.
Yeah.
I think.
So the rumor started with a not super like reputable source.
Okay.
But it started with Johnny Fairplay.
He said, I trust him with my life.
That's a terrible decision, Asha.
After something about his personality, it's just,
Yeah. But so it started with him. Somebody tweeted, "Oh my God, Johnny Fairplay just said this." He said, think they're in talks for a Legends season, shortened Celebrity Big Brother type of timeline starting January to February, which timing-wise makes sense. That's when Celebrity Big Brother would air. If they can't get a Celebrity Big Brother, which they would be able to, because most of the celebrities don't have anything going on right now. But I don't know. I mean, they said, and then Michelle, when she was on, she was like, here's what I think. I think this is just the appetizer. I think that we've got more Big Brother coming. She brought it up unprompted. I don't know.
She said that.
That would be cool. I think it'd be cool. I think a big thing is going to be about like ratings. I think they're going to look at the ratings as well too, and see like where this is going to work. Like you said, Amanda, it's easy to plot people in there. I think, to be honest, I think celebrities probably will turn away from a lot of these things, just because now with the way the show is, I think if I was a PR agent for a celebrity, even as low level as it is, I would say the boost versus the potential cancelization, which maybe for rightful reasons, we should not put any person in that area. So I could definitely see them trying to go for, returnees, or I would love to get some more new blood in there. Like y'all, get you guys in there. Maybe just do like podcast versus podcasts.
I honestly
in there, Mel, Mom.
Have you all applied?
listen. No, I have not. But the thing is that I have a feeling they
I see
hate.
you nodding your head down there.
They hate Big Brother Twitter. They literally hate Big Brother Twitter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They do not like us because we're the ones that like.
Because we're toxic as hell.
We're toxic.
There's no quotes.
We're the FBI. We are the investigators. We are the ones that call businesses and get people fired. I'm not saying me. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Russia.
I haven't gotten anyone fired. I have left a couple of reviews on.
Oh, that wasn't a house guest. That wasn't a house guest. That was a racist person.
But whatever. You know what I'm saying. Listen, someone tried doing that to me once.
Well, this person was it was the person that went after Swaggy and Bailey.
Swaggy, yeah.
I got her fired.
But what I'm saying is that I think that CBS does not like us, especially because we constantly voice our opinions that are opposite of what they do, and we don't like what they do. Like after last season, we rioted. Like, we were not happy. We did not like how you guys were treated. Like, that was just like the last straw. A lot of people stopped watching, and a lot of people kept watching because of Nicole Anthony. And it was like our last saving grace. And then that was a disappointment this season. But it was just very disheartening watching last season. A lot of people were just like fed up. Like, we were fed up. People got blocked by Robin. Like
Allison.
People left and right. I kept on checking, make sure to see if I was going to block. Because it's just like, it's disheartening to us because we want this show to progress in a way that we don't see it happening. You know what I mean? Like, in this season, just did it all over again. And it's frustrating. It's frustrating. And yes, they casted a more diverse cast than they previously have. Yeah. But yet we still have the white house guest versus the black house guest, or like what it's just like it's very, very, like what you were saying earlier, it's reflecting the world, like it's reflecting our country, and it's like
I agree.
No, most definitely. No, you're right. I think a lot of people were like fed up after our season, and we've I say it's like, has Big Brother changed that much? Not really. What's changed mostly is the audience, and the audience has progressed, and Big Brother has done and I've been vocal about this too with them too, that they have done a piss poor job of adapting with their audience. They did not make an attempt to try to reach out to different demographics. So just in case when things change, people change off, your demographics change over time, because the show is a 20-year-old show. You need to take a different model of approach. We see that in other reality shows. Some have died off, have not made it, like the Jersey Shore types of shows. But we've seen reality TV shows like Survivor, Challenge. They've had to adapt kind of the way they do things. You see even Jeff and the conversations they've had for the last maybe 6-7 seasons, they've kind of made a different approach, and they're like, hey, we need to figure out a better way we do these things in these type of situations. And the challenge has gone really niche, and like, we are the hardcore show. Like, you want to see us compete. Like, we are athletes on the show. It's not like mess around time. And these people are training 24/7. Big Brother still kind of markets itself as a summer plaything, though it really isn't. It doesn't have the funness of that. And the players don't want to be cutthroat. They want to strategize, but things get messy in there. And so, like, this is what we're seeing. So rightfully so, I think people are upset. And CBS definitely does not like Big Brother Twitter. And I think, like, because two things, like, definitely it's a PR nightmare in general, because you have these house guests who can't say anything for themselves regardless of anything. And so then you have people, it's very easy to mount and to go. And you all know this as easy as I do, that when something goes on Twitter, whether it's a rumor, fact or not, there's not many fact checkers in our community. And
there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them.
I think there's fact checkers after the rumor mill circling.
Yeah, the damage is already done at that point. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You know, the truth only goes so far to the next door, but a lie can travel around the world.
Yeah.
TMZ watches us. They pay attention to us.
I think that TMZ has a mole.
Well, first of all, they do all over on multiple boards because they have people in like the police force and shit like that.
Is it you, Amanda? Are you the mole?
No, fuck TMZ. I hate TMZ. But I'm just
a joke.
There's one girl. I found her. She's on Oprah Magazine. Who does the Oprah Magazine? I mean,
yeah, she
on the till, but like, you know what I mean? Like, we have people. We have Twitter people in these positions, in real world positions, that watch the show, and they're going to write these articles, and they're going to write these things. So
there's also a new podcast every 5 seconds. I do want to say real quick, thank you, AJ, for the gifted sub. We really appreciate your support. But yeah, I mean, you're right, Ovi. The game itself hasn't really changed, but you know, you see, and I didn't realize that it had happened as much as it had, but there are so many teenagers that watch this show. So many. Like, I have to be careful on BB Twitter because I'm like, I don't want to be following a bunch of 12-year-olds, but like, it happens.
Oh, yeah.
And all of a sudden,
and you don't know who is 12 or not because no one uses their real profile. Like, I don't know. I can't roast anybody online because I'm like, I'm not going to roast a minor.
You might be in middle school.
I'm worried.
I don't know. I know. Yeah, so like, that tells me that they do have this younger demographic that they're just completely ignoring, which I think is a giant misstep on CBS's part. And I think that they're just going to continue paying for it in their ratings year after year after year. Yeah,
and this young demographic, and that's kind of like we have these conversations, we kind of purse through the things we see, and that's not to say this younger generation coming up can't do that. They can, but I remember when I was like new on social media, or like right there, you just tweet whatever you want, you don't think anything about it.
Yeah, but and Gen Z is another breed.
Yeah, they are another, like, they just go at it.
Yeah.
They go hard, and they are a well-oiled machine. Whoever, but you don't know who's leading it. So
they're all leading it together. They're cohesive. Yeah. They are a unit.
Yeah, and
I would love to take that passion.
Photos too. Like they'll have like an icon. Like you don't know what they look like.
Yeah.
So you don't know who you are.
The coolest thing is, I think that like I've been the most impressed with some of these like young kids about this is because like they love Big Brother so much that they've created their own communities and their own games through Instagram, through Twitter.
What is it called? And Stan Big Brother, Stan something, Stan Twitter.
There's Stan Twitter. There's so many, but I think it's just so cool and like honestly genius of them doing this game, to play this game with them. Like I was fortunate. Like they'll reach out sometimes and be like, "Hey, Obi, do you mind hosting a competition? Like, what can we do to get you here?" I was like, "Just let me know the time and I'll do." Like it's so much fun. I'm like with it's weird because I'm in like a chat with 12-year-olds. I'm like, "It's time to play Rob's House Up the Greatest #4 All-Star / Better Than Your Last Person Big Brother." Like they have these random ass titles, and I'm just like looking at it.
You do that. I love it.
That's awesome. This is when I realized that there was a bunch of younger kids on Big Brother's Twitter, because I got put in, this is really embarrassing, I got put in this group chat called Scotty Sluts.
That's not surprising, and I don't know why you're embarrassed. Like we couldn't have just guessed it.
I got put in this group chat called Scotty Sluts. It was right after the season was over, and they put him in it too. And I was like, this is embarrassing. And then everyone was like, "Oh, how old are you?" So everyone was like 16, 17, 14. I was like,
oh my God.
I need to leave.
Yeah, it's crazy.
They kicked me out.
You're too old for them.
Oh,
honestly,
rightfully it was so. That's uncomfortable.
Yeah, go.
You know what? Scotty talked to me and not them. So
it's crazy because I remember one time because when I came off the show, I was like really appreciative of people reaching out and being like that. And you would have these like little group Twitters to be like, "Hey, yada, yada," and I'd be like, "Hey," and it was like this little group, and I still like talk to them. They're called the Avengers. It's a really creative name actually.
Oh,
but like And they're really sweet people. They like, they'll send me little stickers of me sometimes, like this random stuff that are really cute. And like I remember one time I was like, hey, y'all want to just coordinate like a Skype chat? We'll all go on here and we'll just kind of chat and things like that. And they're like, okay. And I remember doing that thing, and then Hannah's with me, and then she just walks in the room because she didn't realize. She's like, and I didn't know how old, who was it, and it's just probably like a group of maybe the oldest, like a 16-year-old, and it's like 11 to 16-year-olds, and like there's 12 of them. Like I'm just Skype chatting them all, and Hannah just like looks at me like, hey, why are you in like a Skype chat with a group of kids? Like, what is this about? I'm like, there's an easier, like the explanation's like not easy to see. Like there's a group of Avengers on Twitter that I promised I would Skype chat. Like, there's no way to talk your way out of that, but
no, there's not. I love that. It's so wholesome though. Like with you, it is. It's so wholesome. That's so sweet. I love that so much. But
so funny. Oh
yeah, I don't know. It is, but the point is though is they do have the attention of the younger audience, and if they don't do something soon, they're going to lose it. And that's what it comes down to is, do you want these kids to stick around and become fans? Because your boomers are going to start dying. Like,
Also the thing is that the younger people that they cast, like Obi, you're young, right? You're like 20 in the early 20s, but other people, like there's people that they cast that don't really watch the show. They're just people that are like models or Instagram, and they just like found them on here and they're like, oh, come on the show, like that. Like I want them to cast fans, and then when you got casted and you were a fan, I was like, this is awesome. Obi's a fan, he's gonna do amazing.
Obi, what happened?
But you do want to, before like you have to go, there's some things I gotta ask you.
Yeah, you know what everybody wants to know.
Okay, number one, are you running David's account? Please say yes.
That's a great question. I do know who is running his account. There's multiple people actually. It's a solid team, and like, do I like help here and there or like look at stuff? For sure. Like David's somebody I'm close with his family, but there's a good group of people who are much wittier than I am, and there is, and people are gonna be like, it's so funny because like people like sometimes they'll tweet things because I really like, I love their tweets, and like sometimes they'll like, hey, do you think this is great? So I'm like, we're all in a group. Somebody, I guess y'all are getting a tea because I've never mentioned this to anybody yet. We're all in the group running his Twitter, and it's a very concerted effort, and it's very planned what's going to happen. Whether it's, we know controversial tweets will be great, because our biggest goal is to make sure David gets the most engagement possible. Whether it's bad, good, we want him. Obi looked at it. Obi with a blonde. Obi with a blonde is not a
That's
good
the
look.
team. It's Obi, then Obi with a mustache, Obi with a blonde wig.
Obi with a blonde. It's like David, me, myself, and I alliance, right?
That's what it is.
But it's a pretty, there's some really smart people in there, whether it's some family, some friends there, and it's been, it's cool to see it, and I think we like keeping the mystery going. Who is it? And I always get like the messages where they're like hateful, like, Obi, what are you doing? I'm like, I didn't even do that.
I didn't do it. It wasn't me this time.
Like everything, and you're like, Ovi, this is so good, or like, Ovi, what are you doing?
Yeah, I'll literally be like laying down with like just eating food, and they're like, Ovi, I was like, nah, that wasn't me. Like, but okay, like, I'll take it. I'm not gonna say anything. So,
yeah.
But yeah, no, it's cool, and I think it's there is a very, like I work like with marketing, I have my own agency we opened and everything like that. And this realm is super untapped within like this big brother social media stuff where you can have a lot of fun with this. You can grow it incredibly, but you can also use these platforms for good. And I think that's something, our goal is making sure, because David was very intentional with what he wanted done, and is that grow the account so that when he can come out, he can do the work that he wants to do, that we know that's going to be towards a positive change. Yeah. And I think that's like, I'm hoping Big Brother people, and I'm seeing more of a trend, that, get your bag, you use your following what you need to, but also like there's a large group of people who are watching this. Some people will follow you, like, use that influence for good. And I think tonight we saw Devon do exactly with that, whether you're doing that on live television or you're doing that on your Instagram, your Twitter, or whatever. but yeah, and I also think it's really important that like if you're on the show, you should like interact with the community a little bit because like they've given you a lot. Like you wouldn't be not where you're at without this community. And I don't like when people kind of like are like, you know, you're not better than the community.
Mm-hmm.
They have been bad mouthing us. Well, okay. My next thing is Coach Ovi. We know
Okay.
we know you coached. You laid the ground rules for David going in.
And then he didn't listen to any of it.
I literally was like, I could not wait to have you on because even before you said like what you told him about watch the seasons and then he decided not to do anything. I was like, Ovi had to talk to him. Ovi had to set the ground rules. Listen, I always stuck up for you, Ovi. You know what
you did.
You know what happened last year.
I know. I saw everything.
Listen, I always stick up for you. So
You do.
I was like, Ovi.
I still remember like one specific interaction where I was like, I really like Amanda. Sorry, go on.
I always defend you, Ovi. You know that.
You did. I remember it was after dinner, and I remember that whole thing.
It was that coveted dinner. But I was like, there's no way that Ovi let David go into this game without watching a season. There's no way he didn't tell him to watch a season and he didn't prep him, he didn't do all these things. What went wrong? What did you tell him to watch, first of all?
What to say? You know, this I think this was AJ's question earlier. He tweeted at us, so I just want to make sure shout out to AJ for this. And I think I did meet him in Lexington, and that was dope. It's good to hope you're doing well, AJ. Yeah, you know, people are always like, why did David reach out to Ovi and ask like the first group to like there? I'm like, bro, I didn't ask him to reach out to me. Like, we're friends, and like literally when you're in this situation, we both understood that was going to be one or the other, if that makes sense. Like we knew that was life happens, you know, life happens, and I'm super happy for David that he got this opportunity again. Too. And but I was prepared. I was ready. If the call comes, I was doing the groundwork and making sure that I'm not going to get my ass evicted first. It's going to be at least second or third this time.
So
all right, like I need,
but David didn't.
Yes. So like that was my goal. I was like, I'm going to try to do whatever I can, and I don't care who likes it or not. Like I'm going to try to do what I can. And so like I prepared a lot of stuff, and it helped because everything's kind of like you're staying at home, right? So all you have to do is read. So I watched every season almost back. I started reading all this stuff. I started contacting some podcasts to be like, hey, what's the history of the game? Let me know what competitions have repeated. Tell me, like, if y'all have watched Survivor, like Spencer Bledsoe, that's what he kind of did when he returned. So I tried to take his approach. And then I talked to returnee Survivor people who were like on Winners of War. And I was like, hey, let me know, like, what did y'all do for training and know, like, coming back into returning season? And so, like, let me know. So we compiled a huge book of stuff. And I remember David and I are very different, though. Like,
you need to write a book.
He did not read the book. He did not read the book.
That was going to be my question. Did he read it? Because
he didn't pay attention. He didn't listen.
David likes hikes, and he's very like clear your mind. Like, I am going to go into this with my gut, and I'm very different. But like, you know what? Maybe I would have been out earlier than him already. Like, I was in the mindset that I'm going to have things planned, and like I got screwed last season. I will never allow myself to be in that position again. David was more like,
I'm going to win a comp.
I got this. Like, I've never met anybody with more self-confidence than David, because he trusts himself and his abilities to the highest point. I don't trust myself. I'm a 5'7" man who has gained a lot of weight during quarantine. Like, I know my faults, you know? And I was like, this is like, but David, to his point, he's very well in shape. So that was something we didn't have to worry about. But he's like, I'm gonna grind harder. Like, we can be stronger. I was like, we're good with that athletic stuff. Like, let's focus on other stuff. But
think about our minds, our strategy.
Exactly. And so Tyler took the book. Tyler took my book, and he looked through all that stuff. And
here we've been blaming Derek.
I guess I am a little Tyler. So Tyler was.
You're the reason why a man who uses 3-in-1 shampoo wins this season. I am going to be livid.
David looks, oh my God.
I was like, no, what did I say?
You know,
this is.
People are upset. I know.
Listen, they swore on you. They swore on you.
and it's funny because people are
that
like,
makes
you
so
matched
much
them.
more sense now.
Yeah, they think I match them, but they just knew that they were both my close friends. Like that was what they knew going in. Like I think that was the moment where they acknowledged like our connection with Obi is so strong, and that was when Tyler did that. Like I swear on oath, and that's when David was like, you can't do that because like we know that's like the thing we're not going to talk about, that how close, like, because Tyler, I will say Tyler's probably my best friend within like the Big Brother world. Like he was really there for me, like when I came out of the house and was like none of like the media stuff, and like, you know, a lot of the alumni love some of them, you know, but they're like, let's take pictures, great. If you ever call me, don't call me, but if you need to call me on Twitter, let everyone know that, you know, but don't call me. Tyler though is very the opposite. Like Tyler was like, hey bro, like don't worry about it, like, and he was there for me, especially when I ran for my campaign. Like Tyler was like in the muds for me, and he was about to fly down to Knoxville, do a campaign event for me, and all, like him and Angelo have been really supportive. So like he was the person who called me when he got on, and he was like, tell me you're on, like, because we were talking about this, and he was like, let me know you're on. And so Tyler did a lot to try to get me on, I think. And so that was just kind of why, like, we prepared together essentially. And then David told me like he heard a little not too long before he ran, he's like, hey, I just need to tell somebody. And David didn't tell us, so nobody. Like he legit didn't even tell his family yet. And he's like, I need to tell you this. I trust you. And I was like, shit, bro, why? Like, why me? Like, I love you, bro. But I was like, can we get anybody else? Can we get? And he did not want to talk to anybody else. So we're like, okay, here's my game plan. And so they both basically had the same strategies, but he just never talked about like, hey, we both got Ovi's strategies. Should we put the strategies together? And so, and I think Tyler definitely has tried to keep his, you know, like, hey, you're Ovi's friend, and I'm going to keep an eye out for you. And
that's what's going on.
Okay. You know, I think that's, he knows that we're, you know, it's just that mutual thing. And so I think as long as he could, I think that was in the back of his head that like, and I feel kind of guilty sometimes, you know, like I'm like, shit, like and I never expected it to be like that. But also when you're in that Big Brother house, you cling to any type of things there. And certain small things like where I'm like, hey bro, like you got this, you know, you're going to do great. And I'm rooting for you. I think those small things stick in your head, and then in their head, they're like, oh, he's rooting for me, I can't cut off his boy, you know, like, or vice versa. I think David at one day was going really through a lot of shit because he was like, what am I going to do? Like, it's a tough situation. Do I like betray Devon and Kevin, which I feel like we're here for a bigger reason, or do I betray the person that I know is close to the person who really prepped me for this? So I think that was some mental anguish that he didn't talk about whatsoever. And like, it was tough. That was a tough week.
I think that really opens a window into what is going on in Tyler's mind, you know, in the dynamics that he's having to work through on his own, like on the inside, that we haven't really known about. But that's really interesting. Ovi, we know you have to go, so just anything else that you want to add real quick, final thoughts or anything like that? What are you up to? Where can people find you?
Yeah, no, thank you so much. I really appreciate y'all having me tonight. This was like super fun. So hopefully if you ever need somebody else, if everyone like drops out, let me know. I'll definitely be here. This was a lot of fun. But yeah, y'all can find me on Twitter at the Ovi Kabir. And again, I always say this because y'all are real fans on here. I think it's amazing. You guys, if you want to apply for the show, you should do it. I just on like this app called TV Co. I put on a show where I looked at all my audition tapes. I commentated on them, and I basically walk you through what you should do. Or if ever reach out to me if you have any questions about audition tapes. I want you guys to apply. I want real fans to be on there, and I'd love to see y'all succeed. So thank you so much for watching us tonight, and thanks, girls, for having me.
Yeah, that's amazing. Thank you so much, Ovi. We really, really appreciate you, and have a good night. We'll talk to you again, I'm sure.
Yeah, and
I appreciate it.
Thank you for allowing us to have access to Hannah because we love her.
Yes.
Yeah, they love you.
I can't hear them, but tell them I love them.
Okay, they can hear that.
Oh, okay.
All right, we're out. Y'all take care now.
Bye.
Thank you. Oh my God, love it.
That was amazing. Oh, we love them so much.
They're so cute.
Yes, they are. Oh God, Hannah's so cute. But yeah, so.
Oh my God, that's so eye-opening about Tyler.
It really is. I feel like that. Yeah, like they're talking in the chat, like, okay, so who isn't tied to Tyler? Like, maybe Tyler's in a, I mean, because it's not that Tyler's ever been in a bad spot in the house, but like maybe he's in a better spot than we even knew he was, right? Because like,
I mean, they're very stupid for not voting him out. That's all I got. Like, they were very stupid for not voting him out. That was a big mistake on like the people that are still in the house because it's Tyler. And I don't know, you know what? I hate on Tyler a lot, but like if I had to root for someone that's still in the house, Jesus Christ, who am I rooting for? I'm rooting for Kevin.
yes.
Well, that's sad.
David. I mean, not after what
Taylor,
the shit that he pulled.
I'm fine with Kevin. I'm fine with David.
Kevin's on the net. Kevin's
what are options? Like,
yeah.
Honestly, at this point, I'm more like, I don't know how it got here, but I'm more likely to root for Danny than I am for Tyler. Just after the shit that he pulled with Day and Bay, like, I just don't know if I can forgive that.
There's no one to root for.
I mean, once the black people are gone, I'll see y'all.
It's gonna be me and Amanda.
It's gonna be you and Amanda.
I'm just gonna be like, bye.
You're lucky we're still here. Like, what? One thing I want to ask, because I know they were saying that it's a triple eviction this week. Do you think they're having an HOH right now? Do you think they're going to start with an HOH? Like, what's happening here? Because they just ended it without an HOH. So are they going to be doing something right now? Are we going to be on feeds and there's going to be an HOH?
So two things. One thing, there's a solid chance that the feeds are like a day behind at this point, so that they can edit more, because they were down for a whole day. I would not be surprised if that was the case. However, I think that they're probably doing HOH, probably not quite yet, but probably tonight. It'll be probably similar to like, you know, like with a double. After a double, they don't. I'm pulling up feeds right now. Which is the first time I've done it in like 2 weeks. But
you're a different breed, girl, because I have not touched those.
That's what I said. It's the first time that I've done it in like 2 weeks. But no, I think like, similar to a double, like after the double, then later that night, like way late, they do an HOH.
Yeah, is it gonna be 2 hours? Did they say? Yeah. I missed that.
Mm-hmm. It'll be 2 hours.
Next week, right? All right, cool. Yeah. I'm gonna be not in my apartment, so I don't even know if I'll be able to watch.
Oh, well.
I'm going to a lake house with some friends in Pennsylvania. So I'm gonna be on our stream next week. I'm just gonna go into a room and like, hi.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm not gonna watch it probably.
What?
So I watched an episode. I've just been watching Devon. That's it.
Yeah. I only have watched the eviction episodes. I haven't been watching like all the other ones. So
yesterday's episode was the first non-eviction episode I've watched in a long time, and part of that is just because I really like Zingbot.
I mean, you can just see them on Twitter.
And I know, but like that, and I was watching because we were having Parker on, and he was like, "I don't want to watch the episode," and I'm like, "I'll watch it, so you don't have to." Like, but also, can we talk about Nicole's zing, because that was perfect.
Also, the reactions, like Davon and Cody's reaction were probably my favorite. That was pretty. I wanted him to say something I wanted Zingbot to say something about her losing her sponsorships, but I put out a tweet today about what BB Instagram thinks, and someone literally said that.
That's amazing.
I'm telling you, we are so aligned with other social media. It's like so insane.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if anybody from Reddit was on tonight, because there was one person that said that they subscribed and they followed us after we posted on Reddit. We're trying to include BB Reddit. They're a little crazy, but they're
but we welcome you anyway.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, and like they're like Twitter level crazy. They're not like Facebook level problematic.
Oh. That's good.
You know? So like they can come. It's fine.
Oh my god. Stop.
But okay, well, do you guys have any final thoughts about the episode, or We have been kind of chatting about doing anything else but Big Brother.
Yes. I mean, I want the circle. You know what? I've never watched The Amazing Race before. I will watch The Amazing Race.
So I watched it when I was a kid. That was another one that my mom and my grandma were really into, and so like I watched it as a kid and I loved it.
I've only seen one season, so I don't even know which.
I like that. I would recommend the one with Rob and Amber. I think it's really well. I like Boston Rob. I know a lot of people do.
I do too. He is my husband's favorite Survivor player. He loves Boston Rob.
Just like his confessionals crack me up, to be honest, because he's so freaking cocky. But I would watch that season with Amber in it. I would watch definitely the Janelle and Brittany season.
I haven't seen that, so I haven't seen anything like fairly recent.
I love how you say Janelle and Brittany season when Rachel and Alyssa and also Nicole and Victor were also
I love Rachel to pieces, but Nicole ruined it for me.
Yeah.
So.
Curious though. So because I don't remember which way this went. I feel like it went. What?
Sorry, AJ called him Broccoli Rob, and it just made me crack up.
Oh.
Listen, okay, I am New Jersey Italian, and my mom says Broccoli Rob like it is not. She doesn't say it. Like she goes, rah, rah. Like it's disgusting. I hate when she talks.
But no, Natalie Anderson came from Amazing Race, right? Like she went from Amazing Race to Survivor. Her and her sister.
Okay. Who?
Somebody in the chat help me here.
Is that true? Was she on there?
She was on Amazing Race. Yeah, her and her sister were on Amazing Race. I can't remember if they were on Amazing Race first or Survivor first.
You'll be right. I think it was after, but you could absolutely be right.
Let me check. What's her
know.
sister's name? I can't remember.
Who are you talking about? I don't know.
Yeah, you don't watch Survivor, so you don't know.
AJ is the only person in our chat right now. Maybe someone else should talk.
There's other people here. They're just not talking.
You're right.
Ooh, AJ, you got a
They were on Amazing Race first?
Love you.
Yeah, that's what AJ said.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So her and Nadia, her sister, were on...
Hi, Lana.
Yeah, Nadia and Natalie, they were on Amazing Race first, and I vividly remember seeing them on Amazing Race because then I was so excited to see them on Survivor because I loved them. They were like my pick. But yeah, they were on Amazing Race. So there's so much crossover with all of the shows, like so much. And if you only watch Big Brother, you don't.
Yeah, but who did we have? We had that fucking annoying ass Jeff and Jackie. I don't mind Jackie. Jackie is not.
Who?
Jackie.
Oh.
And Jeff, the annoying ass, ugly ass. I hate him. Why is he blocked? They were on
Amazing Race.
Race together, yeah.
So we had who's been on Survivor from Big Brother? Caleb and Hayden. Anybody else? I don't think anybody else, right?
What's his nickname? The fuck's his nickname? Cowboy, whatever.
Yeah, that's Caleb.
No, I know. What is it? What's his nickname?
Beast Mode Cowboy.
Beast Mode Cowboy. Ooh.
But so then we had several Big Brother players have gone to Amazing Race. I don't know. I'm here for Janelle playing Survivor and being the first to get all three.
Yeah, I mean, her 8-year-old daughter said that she would be on it.
Well, Janelle said it in one of her interviews. She was like, "I want to play Survivor. Like that's what I want. That's what I want to do next. I want to play Survivor." She said it in one of her exit interviews. That'd be amazing.
She's just such good reality TV.
She is.
I literally could just watch her talk about nothing.
Yeah, she's such good reality TV. Wow, I can't fucking speak. She's such good reality TV, and Devon's such good reality TV. I mean, honestly, give them a show. You know what? Give Janelle a show on HGTV and watch her sell houses because they would
put her on Selling Sunset.
She should be on selling, she has to move to LA, but
no, they'll just, the Oppenheim group will just open a branch in Minnesota.
They wouldn't can do it in Miami for what's his name? Do you think they're gonna do it in Minnesota? He was like, I really was thinking New York.
For
like,
Janelle, absolutely.
Shut up. I want to punch him in the face when he was like, oh, Miami, I really wanted to do New York. Like, what are you gonna do? Sell a freaking apartment in a high rise?
Like, shut up, do both.
There's beautiful houses in Miami, like crazy mansions in Miami. Why are you coming to New York? Stupid. Yeah. Listen.
I know. It's whatever. But yes, that would freaking kill to have Janelle on Survivor. That'd be amazing. Yeah. But I mean, whatever. But no, I think we'll watch. I'm gonna watch Amazing Race this season for sure. So we can definitely talk about that. It'll be a lot less stressful.
We need the circle. That's what we need to circle back. We need to circle back ASAP.
I applied for it yesterday.
Oh my god! I started. Like months ago. I
didn't finish it yet. I need to do.
And I didn't do the video. That was the last thing.
Yeah, that's what I need to do too. And I wanna. I sent my answers to a couple people to help me with that, but
I did the same exact thing. I filled the whole thing out. I just didn't do the video.
Yeah.
And I put off the video. Honestly, after being on sequester and having to make a video, I probably made about 1,000 takes of my stupid ass video. And I just had it. I'm sorry, guys, that I said no one watches our podcast because honestly, no one does. But
we have pretty decent numbers today. Hey, we're still starting, okay?
I was just getting so frustrated with myself because I kept on saying and I was just so nervous and like, what do I say? Like, what do I say? And I just went rogue that one time and I was like, you know what? That's not bad.
Yeah. No.
I sent it to Rob and he was like, yeah, but you didn't say the name. So I voiced over our name and then you couldn't hear it when it played.
Oh, yeah, I couldn't hear it, but no, it's fine though. And also I was in the chat on YouTube too, so people saw it there because they could click to our YouTube from the chat. So that was fine. So I was in the chat on the YouTube while you were on.
Did you peace out once I got
I don't even know who won. But anyways,
Mark did, I think, yeah.
But no, I forgot what I was gonna say.
Sorry.
No, that's not your fault. It's totally my fault. It was something about the circle. I don't know. We'll definitely that's 100% no brainer. We're gonna cover the circle, right? Because
that is honestly I'm sorry, Big Brother. Like I've been a fan for a really long time, but the circle is just such a new, fresh,
better. I still think that the UK version is so much better, but
it's just so much better. Like you can be anyone you want. You could be yourself. Like it's just so great. And like I'm such a component for I love the circle. Like the characters on the show, like they have amazing freaking people on that show.
I will 100% bring my cat though, like Tim.
I would bring plants.
I could bring my dog, but she's fat and lazy and she doesn't do anything.
I don't think they've ever had a dog. They definitely have a cat.
Well, because they'd have to let you out. Like you'd have to go outside to let it out.
I would bring a cart. I would bring like a not a shopping, like a bellboy situation with all my plants, and I would be just running down the hall. I would not have a smooth entrance. Not a smooth entrance for me. I would be like, oh, I'm hitting corners.
She's so lazy.
No,
that's my dog.
Oh, I was like, it looks like a dog, not a cat.
No, it's my dog, and she doesn't move.
What kind of dog is it?
I don't know. She's a rescue. We think she's a blue heeler lab.
Let me
hound mix.
Yeah.
She's Lucy.
She looks like a short-haired German pointer to me.
Yeah, she's too fat though.
My dog was super fat.
I love her.
Yeah, she's so tired.
She's like houndy a little bit.
Yeah, she's a hound bark. She's got a howl.
You should do that DNA thing.
We've talked about it.
Dog DNA.
Yeah, because she was so my mom and I I've volunteered with animal rescue groups since I was 16. And my mom works in rescue, and she was in this weird position where she was pulling dogs from kill shelters and just finding them a rescue because like the kill shelters didn't give them enough time for a rescue to step up and claim them. So my mom pulled her, and she was like, and my mom's like not this kind of person, but she was like, I have never thought that I believed in reincarnation before, but I swear that this is Theo, my childhood dog. He was a lab blue heeler pit bull mix, and we got him. I always tell the story, and I'm like, okay, it sounds like I was gonna get kidnapped. But we were walking through the Walmart parking lot when I was like 5 or 6 years old, and there was literally a van that said free puppies, and I was like, Mom.
No, you did not.
But it was early in the 90s, and I was with my mom, and they were like, free puppies, and we went over there, and there's really free puppies. Well, they had them like in a crate, and all of a sudden, like, we were looking at these puppies, and this dog just jumps out and just bolts across the parking lot. And I run, and I catch him, and he is the fattest one of all of them. He was my favorite, and I was like, I'm gonna name him Theodore, like Theodore in the from Alvin and the Chipmunks. So his name was Theo.
I love the chipmunk.
And he was the most mild-mannered, sweetest, like, just lump of a dog. He was the best. And she is the exact same dog. The exact same dog. Like, I swear to God. And so, and my mom was like, she has his eyes, like, all this stuff.
Oh my goodness.
And at the time, me and my husband had just moved in together. Like, And, like, less than a month. And I was like, can we foster this dog? He was like, okay, but we're not keeping it.
Oh, yeah, sure. A few years later.
Oh, is that?
Still here.
That was
I don't
4
think
years
I
ago.
don't think I could ever foster a dog because I would just keep it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's just no way in hell. I know people that foster a lot of animals, and I'm just like, how do you do this? Because I would not want to give them up.
So I'm good at it. We fostered some kittens last year because there was this, it's a weird family dynamic, but let's just say this guy, not a great guy, don't like the guy, told my aunt that there was kittens that lived under his house, and he didn't want them under there, and if he saw them, he was going to throw them in the river. So I was babysitting some of my cousins. And I threw them all in the car.
Nebraska, Jesus Christ.
I know, right? Drove.
What does that happen here?
To be fair, he's from Texas.
Still doesn't happen here.
Yeah. But no, I literally put all these kids in my car, drove over there, made an 8-year-old crawl under this house with a flashlight because I couldn't fit, get these 2 kittens, and I got them out, got them home to the garage. They were littered with fleas. It was the most disgusting thing I've ever seen. I had to bottle feed them. He was like, they're not coming in the house. And I was like, okay, I'll find him a rescue. I'll find somebody to take them in. So I looked, found a rescue. They were like, we can only take them. We'll take on financial responsibility, but we have to find a foster, and we don't have any open right now. So I told him that, and he was like, fine, we can foster, but they have to get adopted. He fell head over heels in love with these kittens. And now, we didn't keep them because that was the thing. He was like, if we keep these kittens, I'm never letting you foster again because you are just going to let us keep getting more animals. And so I was like, okay, we won't keep them. So I fought with him, and I was like, no, we can't keep them. Found him a great home together. They're bonded. It's super great. He won't let me foster because he got too attached.
Oh, how many cats did you have?
It was just the 2 kittens. Yeah, and they were so sweet, but nope, now we can't foster anymore because he doesn't have the heart for it. Like, he's like, I get too attached. That destroyed me for a month. Like, no, we're not doing it.
That's so sad.
Yeah.
I would definitely not be able to give them up.
I'm good at it because you get to meet the families, and you get to do the home visits, and you get to see where they're going to be living. And the people that adopted them was actually a high school friend's mom. So my high school friend, every time she goes home to her mom's house, just sends me pictures of them and videos of them and stuff.
You know where they are.
And so I know that they're in a super loving home. They only wanted 1 cat, but I talked them into taking both because they loved each other so much.
Oh, that's cute.
That's so, stick together. It's all that.
Honestly, this is probably better content than Big Brother Talk.
I know. I like it when siblings stay together.
Hmm?
I like it when siblings stay together.
I know. Yeah. But no, she's just a...
Who the hell is this?
I don't know.
Oh, it's just a spam thing. Somebody will block them. But okay, guys, we're not talking about Big Brother anymore, so we will be back on Monday with James Ryan. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I keep getting So we have. Let's go over like who we have because we actually got another one that I forgot to tell you about. We rescheduled Adam, because I had emailed him and he responded. So we got him rescheduled. I'm pulling up our schedule right now so we can tell everybody what it's going to be.
Some good peeps. We have some really good peeps coming up, and you know what? People better watch because this is real good stuff. No, Adam Poach.
Yes, we had good numbers today though.
Yeah.
So okay, so we had Ovi today, and then sorry, stupid computer, come on. We have James, and then we have Ronnie, and then we have June. Like, what?
Okay, our numbers better skyrocket, okay?
Like, we have June. I can't get it. Like, I'm so excited for every single person that says yes. Also, Monday, we're also having Mel Brown is going to be on with us again. But...
I'm kidding. Kids, let me on. Oh, yeah, Rob wants to be on, and I told him maybe. Maybe you could come in for like a second. Maybe you could come in for like a second and fangirl and then leave. But like we're gonna be fangirling ourselves. So
yeah, it'll be fun.
I didn't think she was gonna answer.
She is literally. She doesn't know anyone. She's the Beyonce of.
I know.
She thought it was literally 0 people.
It was just so iconic. Like. Yeah, no, okay, so we have, James and Mel on Monday, Ronnie, and then June, and then Dominique, and then we have Rachel Swindler, Adam Poach, and we've got a couple more spots that we're working out and waiting for dates on. What?
Yeah, I think we have like a week after that, and then we're donezo.
Yeah, so we have a couple more episodes that we're just waiting on confirmation from a couple people,
Listen, guys. Listen, you guys need to be tweeting off the charts about June because, like, we need traction.
We need people to know.
Yeah, we need people to know. Like, we're telling you guys now, so then in prep for like 2 weeks from now.
I feel like the only people left are our group chat. So like, this is perfect.
We'll tweet something out fun, like a little teaser.
He said, "I will. I promise. Just get me on."
Yeah, I want to put out a tweet that is like all the people that are coming.
Yeah, we can do that. We can probably do that tonight, actually, if you want.
Should do that. I love how we're having our meetings on our
time. Like I said,
I'm probably gonna set off, but
no, you're fine. We're gonna go. That was literally all I was gonna do. Is just say that's what we have coming up. So stay tuned. Turn our notifications on. Follow us on Twitch if you're not already.
Subscribe.
And subscribe because that gives us money and makes it so that we can keep doing this without interfering in our lives. But we appreciate you guys so much. So we're going to hop off for now and we'll see you Monday.
Bye.
Bye.